Good day, everyone. And today we are at the final topic for our midterms coverage, which is lesson 8, talking about kinship, marriage, and the household for our subject, which is UCSP. Now, before we proceed with, of course, let us first start our topic or lesson by defining what kinship is. So basically, kinship is defined as the culturally defined relationships between individuals who are commonly thought of as having ties. Technically, when we say kinship, kung sa Binisaya pa ni, this is what we call our mga kaliwat. So, kinship are the kaliwatan that we have nowadays. They are the people that we consider as our relatives or maybe our family. Now, kinship is divided into three categories. We have consanguinal, affinal, and fictive. When we say consanguinal, these are the people who are related to you by blood. Examples of people who have consanguinal kinship to you are your parents and your siblings. While when we say affinal, these are the kinship that were formed through marriage. Examples of affinal kinship is the kinship between a man and a woman who chose to marry each other. At the same time, you are already a relative or a kaliwat of the people that you of the family of the person that you are marrying to. So for example, if you are to get married, of course, ang katong mga kaliwat, mga relatives, parents, siblings, and cousins of the person that you are marrying to, kay mahimo na sa tunimong kaliwat. And this is through marriage. Therefore, this is called affinal kinship. And the third one is fictive kinship. So this is patterned on kin-like relations but not actually based upon blood or marriage. So kung mo na tag fictive, mura siya og kaliwat mo. Technically, you consider them as your kaliwat. However, your kinship was not based on blood or marriage. Examples of fictive kinship is kaning mga godparents nato or ang atoang mga ninong og ninang. Another example of fictive kinship is kaning adoption. So, people who opt to adopt, of course, the children that they are adopting to will be considered their kin or their mga kaliwat na. However, since their relationship is not based on blood or marriage, although they would consider them as their kaliwat or kin, their relationship or their kinship pattern would be fictive in nature. And of course, kinship has different functions. We have two. The first one is vertical function. Ang vertical function binds together successive generations, thereby providing social continuity. Examples of vertical function are passing on property, political office, and tradition. So, unsay dagway ni vertical function? Ingon ani ni siya. Example, two individuals chose to marry each other. So, na diri si individual A o si individual B. Nagminyo sila. Now, upon their marriage, nakaproduce sila og tulo ka mga anak. No? So, we have here um, anak 1, na diri si anak 1, si anak 2, og si anak 3. Okay? Now, suppose nga si individual 1 kay naa siya 5 million pesos nga asset. Unya si individual, say for example, si individual 2 baron kay naa siya 2 million nga asset. So, combined together, their asset would total into 7 million pesos. Now, if they would choose to divide these assets among their three children, of course, ipasa gyud na nila sa tulo no mo, na ba sila? Sige, para fair, each child will be given 2 million. Nya, kaning 1 million nga nabilin kay sa amoa na lang ni. While, if these three children would opt to get married pod, of course, the property that they would acquire through their marriage or throughout their marriage would be passed on to their children. Therefore, sa vertical function, gikan sa babaw, padulong sa ubos ang pagpasa sa property, maybe kanang political office or tradition. And we also have horizontal function. So horizontal function is done by tying people together across a single generation through marriage practices. So kung si vertical ganina kay pabarog no gikan siya sa babaw padung ubos, diri ni horizontal function may tabo ni siya if different set of people would marry other families. Therefore, mas gipalapad niya ang kinship or ang kaliwatan. Okay? And of course, the most basic or the primary kins that we have is our family. Now, what is family? Basically, family is defined as a socially recognized group, usually joined by blood, marriage, cohabitation, or adoption, that forms an emotional connection and serves as an economic unit of society. So, basically, what it means is that ang family kuno is a recognized group, a socially recognized group that can be formed maybe by blood, meaning to say kanang imuhang mama ug papa, imo mga igsuon, they are your family. It can also be formed through marriage. Say for example, ikaw gaminyo ka og lain nga tao, you would marry maybe your boyfriend or your girlfriend in the future. Or also people who are living together, cohabitation ka nag-ipon-ipon, they can be considered a family or those that opted for adoption. And remember, that the family is considered as the basic unit of society. Technically, what it says is that without the family, a society would not would not exist because kinsa man sad tuod no ang mag-produce or mag-procreate og mga tao. Now, let us talk about the different types of families, starting with the types of families based on descent. Now, when we say descent, this is defined as a socially recognized links between ancestors or descendants. So, kung na tag descent, ang imong gibuhat ani, gitrace nimo kinsa ang imong mga ninuno o kinsa ang gasunod nimo sa imuhang kaliwat. Now, we have two types of tracing descents. First, we have unilineal. Sa unilineal, ang imong gibuhat is you will be tracing your kaliwat or your descent through one parent only. Either ang imo ra barong gitrace kay sa side sa imo mama or ang sa side ra sa imuhang papa. Now, when we say cognatic or bilineal, this is where you trace your descent through either or both of your parents. So, kung ganina sa unilineal, maybe ang imong gitrace sa imuhang mama nga side, usay sa imong papa nga side. Dili sa cognatic or bilineal, you are tracing your descent both of your parents. Meaning to say, ang pag-ila nimo sa imong kaliwatan kay both sa imuhang mama ug sa imuhang papa. Now, we also have two types of unilineal descent. First, we have matrilineal. So, sa matrilineal descent, you are tracing your lineage or your kaliwatan through the mother's and your mother's skin. Basically, kung pangutanon kag, kisa makang anak, if you are using the matrilineal descent, of course, ang imong itubag kay ang panganra sa imuhang mama or kung mo nang kinsa man ang imong mga kaliwat, ang imo ra pong itubag is ang mga kaliwat ra nimo sa side sa imuhang mama. While when we say patrilineal, um, this is the opposite of the matrilineal. Dili sa patrilineal, of course, you will be tracing your lineage through the fathers and the father's kin. So, meaning to say, dili pod nga side sa patrilineal, if kanang you will be tracing your descent, ang imuha pong itubag ra kay ang sa side ra sad sa imuhang papa. Next, let us talk about the types of families based on compositions. First, we have the nuclear family. So, mo na ganitag based on composition, this refers to the people that you are living together in a certain house. First, we have nuclear. Kung mo na ganitag nuclear, ang kauban na nimo sa balay kay ang imong mama, imong papa, o ang imuhang mga igsuon. No, wala mo'y laing kauban. Again, sa nuclear, kamurgin na. Your mother, your father, and you, children. Okay? Now, if you are not living in the nuclear family because you have your other relatives that are living together with you, the type of family that you have based on composition is extended family. So sa extended family, aside from your mother, your father, and your siblings nga nasa balay, posible pod nga kauban ninyo sa balay inyong lolo or lola, pwede pod inyong nabaron mo mga igagaw nga nagpuyo sa inyo ha, or imong auntie, or uncle, or maybe ka nang sa usa ka balay kay gakuyogin mo tanan na imong lolo lula, imong mga auntie ug uncle nga nangaminyo na and their families as well. The third type is ang blended family. So sa blended family, ngunan ni siya a man and a woman nga naay anak from their previous relationship would decide to live together. See, for example, naay babae nga na siya tulo ka anak niya, na byuda na baron siya when she met a man nga na single father na usa ka anak. So if they would decide to get married or they would live together in one house with their children, ang tawag sa ilang family kay blended family. Kay nagdala man silang anak no from their previous relationship. Another example pod of blended family kay kanang ang single mother nga magminyo og ulitaw nga lalaki kay nga naman ang single mother na naman siya bitbit nga bata no or kanang child or children from her previous relationship nga dili anak sa lalaki. Okay? Next, we also have single parent family. So sa single parent family, from the word itself, no kay only one parent is living with his or her children. No niya, wala siya, maybe wala siya asawa or wala siya bana. So, example ani ka ng single mother or single father. Now the question is, ang magtiayon nga OFW, no makonsider ba nga single parent ang nabilin sa Pilipinas? Okay, very good. The answer is no. Nga naman, they are still in a relationship man or wala man sila nagbuwag no. So, our family can only be called a single parent if kaning ang both parents kay they decided to separate ways na gyud no kanang wala na sila relationship with each other. Ang bragang ilahan na lang yung attachment no or ilang connection kaysa bata na lang. We also have emptiness. So, ang kaning emptiness class, kay kanan ni siyang, ang nabili na lang sa balay, kay ang mama na lang og papa. No, kay ang mga anak, kay namiya na. For example, ang emptiness, usually they started as nuclear family niya. As their children grew up, ang kaning ilang mga anak, kay nagminyo, ni kuyog na sa ilang mga banag asawa or nanarbaho sa layo. So, if their children would leave their homes, ako nga mabili na lang ang tiguang nga magpapa matawag na siya nga empty nest. We also have childless family. Ang childless family kay mao ni ang mga families nga walay anak. This could be either by choice, for example, dili gid ganahan ang magtiayon nga mga anak sila, or this could also be because of certain circumstances. For example, dili ba sila ka anak ay maybe ang babae or ang lalaki or both of them are incapable of having children. Okay, next we go to the types of families based on marriage. But before that, let us first define what marriage is. So basically, marriage is a legally recognized social contract between two people, traditionally based on a sexual relationship and implying a permanence of the union. So basically, kung mo na tag marriage, this is a contract, no, a social contract that you have joined between maybe one or more people. However, here in the Philippines, our family code defines marriage as a permanent union. Again, ang under the family code, marriage is defined as a permanent union, meaning to say, it is something nga magdugay or something that cannot be easily broken. At the same time, under our family code of the Philippines, the only recognized legal marriage no is that of between a man and a woman. Therefore, sa atua kanang same-sex marriage is still not yet accepted. However, in other countries, kay okay na or open na sila sa same-sex marriage, no? Now, anyways, let us go to the different types of families based on marriage. First, we have monogamy. So, sa monogamy, this is kanang a marriage where only one partner is together. No, kana meaning to say, sa inyong relationship or sa inyong marriage, kamo rin yung duha, imong bana or gimuhang asawa. Walay lain. No, and ang monogamy is very prevalent here in the Philippines kay majority or yeah, majority of the people no kay they are kanang they only have one spouse or narigid sila usa ka bana or usa ka asawa. Now, if daghan siya na siya usa ka asawa pero daghan siya uyab, no, dili gyapon siya makonsider nga kanang dili monogamy since usara man gihapon ang bana or asawa nga iyahang gi consider. Okay? Now, miss, what if daghag bana or daghag asawa? So we go to the second type, which is polygamy. So polygamy is a marriage with more than one spouse. For example, nabari duha ka bana or nabay tulo ka asawa. Now polygamy also have two kinds. We have polygyny and polyandry. Sa polyandry, kay this is a polygamous marriage where a wife has several husbands. Meaning to say, ang polyandry kay ang babay kay daghan siya og bana. Now, we have a type of polyandry here. We have fraternal polyandry. Sa fraternal polyandry, this happens when the bride or the woman would marry the brothers of her husband. No? See, for example, ikaw, babae, na kay nakaila-ila, no? Na kay naka-char-char, nga afam, na kay naka-char-char, nga foreigner. And then, giminyuan ka dritso. So ikaw, you were excited because you will be going to Africa na, kay buta lang Africa nang imong naminyuan. Now, you did not know, nga kanida imong ba na kay na ay 15 kay igsuon nga lalaki nga wala nagminyo or ulitaw pa. Now, automatically, kanang kani nga mga lalaki kay imuhaning mahimong bana. No, kay nakigminyo makasilang igsoon unless nakigminyo sila og lain. And that is fraternal polyandry. Again, when we say polyandry ha, kay the woman has several husbands. Ang opposite pod sa polyandry is polygyny. Dili pod sa polygyny, the husband has several wives. This is very common to us or commonly known no kanang ang bana kay naay daghan nga asawa. And for it to be considered as polygamy or polygyny, it has to be legally recognized. Ha, meaning to say kung nari kabit dili gyud na siya polygamy. No, kay dili man na legally recognized ang mga kabit. Now, kung natay fraternal polyandry, naputay sororal polygyny. Diri sa sororal polygyny kay ang bana, ang iha pong minyuan kay mga managsuon nga babae or ang iyang asawa kay manag-igsuon. Okay? We also have endogamy. So sa endogamy, when we say endo, it means within. Ha? Again, when we say endo, it means within. Meaning to say, ang endogamy, mahitabo na siya if you marry within your own ethnic class. Meaning to say, ikaw nga Pinoy, imong giminyuan kay Pinoy sad. Ikaw nga Cebuano, ang imong giminyuan kay Cebuano sad. Or maybe your class, meaning to say, ikaw nga dato, imong giminyuan dato pod, ikaw nga pobre, ang imong giminyuan pobre. Or social group, say for example, ikaw nga Katoliko, imong giminyuan Katoliko ra pod, ikaw nga Iglesia ni Cristo, imong giminyuan kay Iglesia ni Cristo ra pod. Ingon na si endogamy, meaning to say, you have to belong in a certain group. Now, the opposite of endogamy is exogamy. So, sa exogamy pod kay, you marry outside one's ethnic class or social groups. Example, kanang ang Pinay magminyo og Afam, ikaw nga taga Cebu kay nakigminyo kag taga Pampanga, kanang unsa pa ikaw nga Iglesia ni Cristo nakigminyo kag Muslim. No, so kung ang endogamy, you are marrying someone within your certain group, kani si exogamy kay you are marrying someone who is outside of your group. Next, let us talk about the types of families based on residence. So, diri sa residence, ang ato pong hisgutan kung asa gapuyo no ang bag-o nga mga nagminyo nga couple or ang couple or ang family no as a whole. First, we have neo-local residence. So, sa neo-local, here, the newly married couple have or live in a new location. Say, for example, if ako nga taga Danau, makigminyo ko og someone from Compostela, and upon our marriage, we decided nga mopuyo mi sa Liloan, our type of residence would be called neo-local since we were not living together with any of the sides of the family. Meaning to say, layo mi both sa side sa babae or sa bride o side pod sa lalaki or sa groom. We also have patrilocal. So diri sa patrilocal, the couple would live near or in the groom's house. Mo ni gingon nga kung magminyo ang babae kay mo ipon sa lalaki, mao na ang patrilocal or kanang Ako ba nga taga Danau niya, akong bana kay taga Carmen, pag minyo namo ni puyo ko sa Carmen. No, ingon na si patrilocal kanang ang babae ang mo relocate para magpaduol siya sa um, family or sa balay sa groom. While ang matrilocal pod kay opposite siya sa patrilocal kung ganina ang bride or ang babae ang mag-adjust mo ipon siya sa laki, dili pod sa matrilocal kay ang lalaki ang mag-adjust siya ang moipon sa family sa babae. Example no, akong bana taga Carmen, ako taga Danau. Unya upon our marriage kay nipuyo siya sa Danau. Therefore, we are closer to my side of the family, to the woman's side of the family. So tawagon na to ilang residence og matrilocal. We also have temporary residences which is avunculukal. Sa avunculukal, ang bagong minyo nga couple kay mupuyo sila sa balay sa angkol sa lalaki. Again ha, ang ilang puyuan nga balay kay angkol sa lalaki, sa groom. Pero dapat kani nga angkol kay igsuon ni sa mama sa lalaki. So sa again sa avunculukal, the couple would be living in the house of the husband's uncle who is a brother of the husband's mother. While si Amita lokal kay opposite siya diri pod kay ang couple mupuyo sila or moipon sila sa balay sa auntie sa bride nga igsuon sa papa sa bride. Ha, ano no, maybe it's confusing for you but sa abon ko lokal ang inyo gyud timan-an is husband's mother's brother. Meaning to say uncle sa groom or sa bana nga igsuon sa iyang mama. Well, sa Amita local, all you have to remember is bride's father's sister. Meaning to say, ang couple sad kay puyo sila sa balay sa iyaan sa bride nga igsuon sa papa sa bride. And finally, we have here the types of families based on authority. First, we have equalitarian or egalitarian. So in these types of families, both the mother and the father has equal authority, duties, and responsibilities. Meaning to say, makaingon ka nga, ang inyong family is equalitarian or egalitarian if kanang in important decision makings kay ang imong mama imong papa magsabot silang duha. Say for example, ikaw no mananghid ka, man ka mulaag ko, mo na imong mama. Pananghid sa imong papa, nya ikaw sa manangit sa kasi imong papa, mo na sa imong papa panangit sa imong mama. No, at the same time, diri sa egalitarian families kay both the mother and the father have the same duties and responsibilities. So they share the responsibilities inside the home. While when we say patriarchal, diri pod nga family kay ang masunod permi is ang papa. So whatever the father or the elder male would say would go. Kung wala na papa nga dili gyud na wala na mahimo ang mama or any members of the family. While sa matriarchal pod kay ang mama sad ang masunod diri. So or ang pinakatiguang nga babae sa family. So kung na gani ang mama or ang lula nga kana mo'y buhaton, of course walay choice ang anyone even if lalaki pa sila but to follow on what their matriarchal head would say. Okay? Now I hope that you understood the lessons, and if you still want to learn more, here are some links to the references that I have used in crafting this lesson. Okay? Thank you so much everyone for spending a few moments of your time in watching this video. I hope you learned a lot, and if you still have questions, maybe you can drop it in our Google Classroom stream where this video and PDF file is uploaded so that we can address it. And good luck. See you again on our next lesson. Bye.